APN UFC made another passionate plea to members of the joint services who will cast their ballots tomorrow. Speaking on behalf of the coalition was former Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Eddie Collins, who made a passionate plea, which he said is based on facts.
Look at the huge increase in your take-home pay due to your salary being increased to the same level of the public servants. We've been fighting for that for years. Because with a substantial salary, as you now receive, you would equally receive a decent pension upon retirement. The annual bonus would rob you considerably of such a pension. And when you look around and see the evidence of such tremendous improvements in such a short period, I encourage you. I beseech you to look up to God and thank Him for being alive at this time, living in this country.
Collins told members of the joint services that tomorrow is a very important day in their lives and for all Guyanese. He said it is a decisive day, a day when members of the joint services will decide who will be their next commander-in-chief. Collins spoke of the changes that took place over the past 4 years. He noted that more ranks are being trained and equipped as compared to his time when it was a struggle under the PPP.
So things are so different with this man, the leader, President David Walter Granger. He's different from the other power seekers, I will think, campaigning for the hard-working supporters to vote them into power. Yes, Brigadier David Walter Granger is that type of leader. So for me, my friends and colleagues, my brothers and sisters, I envy you, but I wish you well, because it was never like that in my time. In my time, it was a struggle to be allocated the resources that rightfully belonged to us. We rented vehicles for training exercises. We rented vehicles for operations but provided drivers, and we racked up a huge debt. A debt which we had to struggle and battle to have settled and honored, always referred to previous year's account.
Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramtatan referred to the APNU AFC manifesto's promise to make members of the joint services homeowners.
It is because this government wants you to be comfortable too that it is making the call that we are going to ensure, as we have done in our manifesto, that we are going to ensure each policeman, each member of the discipline service, own their own homes through the assistance of mortgage and loans that we are going to provide. Remember, this year, members of the police force and the discipline services force, we are going to make an exponential increase in our growth rate from an average of about 4 in the last 4 years to 80 and more % growth this year as a result of oil and gas. And with those monies, you can rest assured that this policy of our discipline services members owning their own homes will start and will be completed in a couple of years' time.
He said there will be some conditions applied.
Members that are officers in the officer corps and also the rank and file. If you're just going to join for a 2-year period, hardly likely, although you might very well be allocated a house lot, we would like you to be there in the police force. It is not an opportunistic thing that we are looking for. So there will be a certain rules and regulations, just like, where did it apply? Oh, like duty-free concessions. You know, you have to be there for a while. Just for scholarships, especially 4-year scholarships. You have to be in the force for a certain time and so on. So it is not going to be just, you come in 1 year, you get a house lot, and you walk away from the police force. We will attach certain conditionalities to it.
Over 10,000 members of the joint services head to the polls tomorrow to cast their ballots, and both major political parties have been making pitches to gain their votes.